News Services Division of Akashvani presents Northeast Diary.
Good evening. Welcome to this edition of Northeast Diary, bringing you the latest developments of India's unexplored Northeast region. Today we bring you an interview with Professor Yodhina Bhutia, Chairperson of National Education Policy Committee, Sikkim Central University, wherein she shares the status and details of national education policy implementation at Sikkim's only Central University. We will also learn about Abang, or the priest song of the Adi tribe of Arunachal Pradesh. But for now, let's go over to Tripura, where exotic birds call a farmhouse on the outskirts of Agartala their nest. It seldom happens that one gets to watch the exotic birds in the country. However, a bird lover from Agartala has been rearing different species of exotic birds at his farmhouse on the outskirts of Agartala. Prakash Sarkar, an officer of the Indian Air Force, has been rearing these birds in the sprawling area of his farmhouse, which has been attracting many tourists from Agartala as well as from other parts of the state and country. Our Agartala correspondent has more details.
Embellished with colors and patterns, birds are nature's living canvases. Their appearances can give one a sense of wonder and admiration and serves a variety of purposes, including attracting mates, camouflage and identification within their species. At Narayanpur, Agartala, the Sarkar farmhouse is a gem for bird lovers. Owned and nurtured by Mr. Prakash Sarkar, the farmhouse claims a collection of over 100 varieties of birds, offering visitors an experience within the winged creatures. The farmhouse is a haven for bird lovers as it contains a diverse array of bird species including the white quail bird, turkey, American Polish cap, white silky, phoenix chicken, lovebirds and even the fighter chicken and many more. At the center of the farmhouse is a huge cage where visitors can immerse themselves in the world of birds. In the cage, one gets surrounded by birds to interact, which offers an opportunity to pet and observe the birds in their natural habitat. The farmhouse is emerging as a rising tourist destination for educational trips, bird watching tours, and family outings, enticing visitors from all corners of the state and region. Videos posted by tourists on social media like YouTube and Facebook is also aiding in increasing the tourist footfall. Whether one is a bird lover or is simply curious about these creatures, the Sarkar farmhouse at Narayanpur, Agartala promises an educative experience for all ages. Visitors can revel in the tunes of the lovebirds and witness patterns on the American Polish caps. As the day ends, visitors bid farewell to the birdhouse, taking with them memories and appreciation for the world of birds. Kunal Shinde for Northeast Diary from Agartala.
Arunachal Pradesh has 26 major tribes and more than 100 sub-tribes, each having their own unique dialect and cultural identity. Adi is one of the major tribes of the state. Today we have a report on the Abang, or the priest song of the Adi tribe of Arunachal Pradesh.
Arunachal Pradesh, the land of rising sun, can also be called as the land of festival, as with over 125 major tribes and sub-tribes in the state, each having their own distinctive identity, the state remains in festival mode all throughout the year. When I say distinctive identity, It means each of these tribes has their own cultural identity and dialects different from each other. Among these colorful tribes, Adi is one of the major tribes of Arunachal Pradesh. Adi, basically an agrarian society, celebrates three major festivals, namely Solung, Etorgidi and Uin Aran. And in these festivals, Abang or the priest song is the most important part. Omur Tatin, an activist, tells us that Abang represents all mythological aspects behind the origin and evolutions of the living being on earth.
आबांग को हम एक संक्षेप में बोल नहीं सकते हैं, लेकिन ये एक शास्त्र है, हमारा आदि का एक शास्त्र है। इसमें आबांग में सभी चीज कैसे ये पृथ्वी को बनाया है और जीव जंतु कैसा आया है इस संसार में, ये सभी को आबांग में ही बताता है और उसमें पूजा में ही उसको बताते हैं। फेस्टिवल बिना आबांग से होता नहीं। फेस्टिवल को क्यों मना रहा है, कैसे मना रहा है, कौन सा मना रहा है और किसके लिए मना रहा है, आबांग में ही आपको सब मिल जाता है। और उसको बताने वाला को हम मीरी बोलता है। ये मीरी कैसे हमारा यहाँ इस दुनिया को, इस संसार को क्रिएट किया है, एवोल्यूशन कैसे हुआ है, उसको मीरी उसको बताता है तो आबांग का माध्यम से।
약정 길로 약정 길로 약정 소소래 약정 길로 약정 길로 약정 소소래 약정 길로 약정 길로 약정 소소래.
Mr. Pertin tells us that there are three types of Abang. The first is Binyat, the second is Limil Libom, and the third is the Ikoptakor Abang.
बिन्यात आबांग मेनली कल्टीवेशन का है, पेडी क्रॉप्स का। कीने नाने ये लक्ष्मी है, तो कीने नाने का नाम में हम बिन्यात करते हैं। बिन्यात में हम कैसे धरती माँ को कैसे हम पूजा पाठ करना है, उसको कैसे पूजा पाठ करके हमको हमारा बम्पर क्रॉप होना चाहिए, उसका बारे में ही हम बिन्यात आबांग में बोलते हैं। लिमिर लिबम आबांग, ये लिमिर लिबम आबांग है कैसे इस संसार में लिविंग थिंग्स एंड नॉन लिविंग थिंग्स, कैसे प्लांट किंगडम और एनिमल किंगडम शुरू हुआ है, उसमें लिमिर लिबम आबांग में बताता है। एकोपताक्टर आबांग एक तो है। एकोपताक्टर आबांग जब से इंसान को इस दुनिया में सृष्टि हुआ है, उसी समय से ये एक सोशल एवोल्यूशन शुरू किया है और ऐसा करते करते कैसे डेवलप हुआ है उसका बारे में एकोपताक्टर में बोलता है। और ये स्ट्रगल ऑफ ह्यूमन बीइंग्स इन दिस वर्ल्ड अगेंस्ट एविल थिंग्स।
Most of the tribes in the northern states do not have scripts of their own, and hence they do not have written literatures, but their history has been passed on from one generation to other through oral literatures in the form of folklore, rituals and songs. And here the Adi tribe has well preserved their history, their struggle and culture in the different forms of Abang. For Northeast Diary, this is Rakesh Dole, Akashvani News, Itanagar.
Termed as the land of blue hills and red river, Assam is the gateway to the northeastern states and has been aptly described as the sentinel of northeast India. The state is adorned with beautiful lush covers of greenery, a chain of hills and rivers, mainly the Brahmaputra and the Barak. It has been the living place of various races, tribes and ethnic groups since time immemorial. The dynamics, of synthesis and assimilation of the races make Assam glorified and rich. Our special correspondent, Regina S. Nair, shares her travel tales and experience in Assam.
From being known as the gateway to the east, which includes the seven sister states of the northeast, to being the largest producer of tea in India and known all over the world for its aromatic and flavor-packed green gold, to being the home of the mighty Brahmaputra River, as well as hosting the world's largest population of the endangered one-horned rhinoceros, Assam, simply put, is awesome and a true gem for the avid traveler. The region is also one of the world's richest biodiversity zones. It offers visitors a vibrant and rich ancient art and culture, breathtaking scenic beauty, numerous religious and spiritual places of worship, diverse flora and fauna, and above all, a warm and friendly people who are passionate about their art, culture, music and dance. Many of its residents, who are descendants of the Ahom Rajas who ruled the region for 6 centuries, are expert craftsmen in the production of silk, bamboo and cane products. It is also known as a land of tantrism and magic realism. Assam, also called Ahom after its former rulers who reigned till the 19th century, was then annexed by the British East India Company in 1826. It became an Indian state in 1947. A 2-hour flight got us from Delhi to Guwahati, the fastest growing and largest port city of Assam. We were welcomed by an aerial view of lush green paddy fields and stunning tea gardens. The state experiences a mild and moderate climate throughout the year. The best time to visit is between October and March, when temperatures hover between 8 to 20 degrees Celsius. Summers are comfortable but can get humid. You may want to avoid the monsoons, as the Brahmaputra River, when flooded, spells trouble. Assam is connected to the rest of India and the world through its international airport at Guwahati, that also is the entry point to the rest of the northeast. It is also easily accessible through a large road and rail network. Being large, Assam has several attractions spread across Guwahati, Tezpur, Dibrugarh, Digboi, Jorhat and its capital Dispur. The most famous travel destination in the state is the Kaziranga National Park, that is home to about 2/3 of the world's one-horned rhinoceros. However, one cannot talk about Assam, or the heart of the eastern sun as it is sometimes called, without mentioning the mighty Brahmaputra that divides the state into Upper and Lower Assam. Brahma is the creator in Hindu mythology, and Putra literally means son. So we decide to begin our journey through Assam by getting on the sunset cruise that comes highly recommended. There are also day-long and week-long cruises that take you through Assam's stunning locales. To say the river is huge is an understatement. It is only when you are on the boat do you realize the power and pull of the Brahmaputra. It has a strong undercurrent that makes you feel like your life is in its hands. No wonder then that at 2,900 kilometers, it is the longest river in India, flowing across the states of Arunachal Pradesh and Assam. The river is said to have its origins in the Himalayas and flows into the Bay of Bengal, and according to folklore is considered the only male river in India, aptly having the only masculine name too. The sunset view from our boat was breathtaking and surreal. The silhouettes of the other boats and ships on the glittering river water against a majestic orange blaze was a sight of a lifetime and left us feeling like we had experienced a spiritual moment. We visited the famous Daul Govinda temple dedicated to Lord Krishna and the ancient and picturesque Umananda temple built in the 16th century dedicated to Lord Shiva, having rock-cut figures on Peacock Island, which is accessible only by boat or ferry. The tiny island that is shaped like a peacock is surrounded by the Brahmaputra on all sides and is the world's smallest inhabited river island. We were told we could spot the golden langur here, but we weren't so lucky. Coincidentally, Assam is the only state in India that boasts of having both the smallest river island or the Peacock Island as well as the largest river island in the world, Majuli, situated over 200 kilometers from Guwahati. After an exhilarating river trip, we returned by boat to the city of Guwahati and headed straight to our hotel for a hearty meal. With most of Assam being located on the banks of the Brahmaputra, the staple diet of the Assamese people naturally comprises rice, fish, meat, mostly duck. The famous Bhut Jolokia or ghost chili originates in Assam and holds a Guinness World Record for being the world's hottest chili. Those who have been brave enough to take up the Bhut Jolokia challenge have said that just a taste of it instantly causes severe pain, leading to watery eyes, a runny nose and a strong burning sensation lasting hours. We were served some of the popular traditional dishes including khar, an entree dish that has a main non-veg ingredient cooked in raw papaya and lentils, aloo pitika made from mashed potatoes, fish tenga or a sour fish curry which tastes delicious with rice, and duck meat curry. And to say the food was delicious was an understatement. Flavored beautifully and cooked to perfection, the fish was a star dish. Other popular local foods include fermented and dried meats and bamboo shoots. We were also served stir-fried silkworms but decided to give that a miss. As the long day drew to an end, we were physically exhausted but mentally excited to discover the other little gems of this magic land. There is still so much to explore and absorb from this ancient and magical culture.
Our personality of the week is Professor Yodhida Bhutia, Chairperson of National Education Policy Committee, Sikkim Central University. She is interviewed by Usha Sharma.
Sikkim University has been at the forefront of implementing the National Education Policy, or NEP 2020, which is aimed at strengthening and transforming the country's education system. In July 2026, the first batch of undergraduate and research students will graduate from the university under NEP 2020. As we complete 3 years of the policy's introduction, in this interview with Northeast Diary, Chairperson of National Education Policy, Sikkim Central University, or NEP-SCU, Professor Yodhida Bhutia shares the status and details of NEP implementation at Sikkim's only Central University. How does NEP 2020 aim to transform education in India since the last education policy revamp in 1986?
The National Education Policy is a landmark reform in Indian education system which is aimed at transforming the educational landscape of the country. There are a few things I would like to point out here. That the policy has focused on transformative changes and holistic and multidisciplinary education, has also taken care of early childhood care and education, especially children from 3 to 6 years. The policy has proposed for flexible curricular structure right from the school level to higher education. Very interestingly, the policy has also focused on the skill-based education. The policy has emphasized on multilingualism and also focused on use of mother tongue at the school level.
What is the status of NEP implementation at Sikkim University? Please share the journey since the introduction.
Sikkim University has been deliberating upon the policy right from the time when the draft policy was released in 2019. After July 2020, we have conducted more than 4 seminars, conferences, symposium. The university has conducted faculty development program, capacity building program for the faculties to be ready to implement NEP 2020. And some of the implementation that we have done are, we have implemented 4-year undergraduate course, which is something which is very, very new and innovative by the policy, and the university has taken this initiative. Next, we have also revised the syllabus, the curriculum of all the PG departments of the university, which was a Herculean task, which was a big task, but the university has gone ahead and done it. That is as per learning outcome-based curriculum. And university has implemented Swayam, which is taking 40% of the courses from online platform. The university has also implemented academic bank of credit. Now the students will be earning the credit and it will be stored in academic bank of credit, and the credit remains there forever. But then the value of credit redeeming into certificates is there for 7 years. If they exit, the credit will always remain till 7 years, they can come back. So this policy really caters into the students who face some financial problem or socioeconomic problems, or women students will really be benefited by multiple entry exit academic bank of credit, and as students especially located in the remote corners will also be benefited by the online course prepared by the best of professors in India. They can access to it. So university has gone ahead in implementing. To add further, university is also preparing to implement internationalization of higher education, research and development, and also professor of practice. I would like to share with you all, the professor of practice is appointment of professors who need not have formal degrees, but those who are from industries or skilled personnel who are in society. They can be brought in the education system, in higher education system, so that holistic education is provided to students. So university has been working towards appointment of professor of practice also.
What have been the challenges in policy implementation?
The challenges has been, when we first started, we did not have any proper guidelines or regulations. So we had to read a lot, attend ourselves a lot of seminars and conferences to understand policy and to prepare ourselves how do we go about. This is the only challenge we faced. Besides this, we had a lot of administrative support from the university. Honorable Vice Chancellor and all administrative officers gave a lot of support, which is why we could implement and we could reach to this stage.
Okay. Moving on, which have been the key changes introduced to ensure outcome-based learning and enhance the quality of education?
Very interestingly, the Sikkim University has revised all the postgraduate curriculum of postgraduate courses, which is learning outcome-based. The learning outcome empowers the students what they are going to learn, what they are going to achieve the outcome. And there is a flexibility also. The teacher need not use only lecture. They can use any teaching learning strategies. To know how much they have learned, it is not necessary we must conduct only class test. We can do different or integrated or written test or activities to see whether the students have learned. So it is going to be very vibrant, dynamic kind of a teaching, learning, under learning outcome-based education.
Okay. What has been done to ensure equity, inclusivity, affordability, and flexibility in education?
For ensuring equity, affordability in education, first of all, the university is working towards financial support. University already provides financial support, and in order to ensure equity, inclusivity, affordability, scholarships are provided especially to students for economically disadvantaged students and who are meritorious. We also have a policy in place, for example, to give admission to students from different disabilities. There's already a policy in our university. The university keeps organizing seminars in inclusive education. Another point is, university promotes the use of open educational resources. These resources are open and freely accessible. We promote this use of this information for students to enhance learning. And few more, for example, internet connectivity is available for students, faculties in the university buildings, wherever we are, so that students can access the information through the use of internet. So in this way, students will not be left behind. They can also join with other students in their learning process.
Which have been the key interventions in research and development, promotion of local languages, collaborations, and technology integration?
Research and development has always been part of the university. Research is one of the focus area in university in higher education. However, under NEP, we have established a research and development cell chaired by Honorable Vice Chancellor, and we have a director appointed. So very soon the more regulations will come out. Okay. And for the local languages, the university has indigenous language departments, and there is also an endangered language cell which looks after these languages which are already endangered. They are conducting a lot of researches, developing dictionary in those indigenous languages. In this way, they are working towards protection of languages, especially indigenous and endangered languages. And regarding technology, as I shared, the university provides internet so that students get access to information by using the facility.
What is the way forward, and what would be your message for other educational institutions in the process of NEP implementation, students and faculty?
The first message is national education policy is forward-looking. It will surely bring a landmark reform in higher education. So we must all join hands for developing the education system, because this policy has come after 34 years. And now this will surely bring forth the new social order with youth, with a new kind of a development that has happened with them. This policy aims at development, wholesome development. So the youth with the wholesome developed personality will surely contribute to our society. So we as in the university and in education institutions, I call for them to join hands to implement this policy.
Thank you, Professor Bhutia.
Thank you, ma'am.
You just heard an interview with Professor Yodhida Bhutia, Chairperson of National Education Policy Committee, Sikkim Central University. The interviewer was Usha Sharma.
Produced by Vinita Thakur with assistance from Kumar Gaurav. It was brought to you by the News Services Division of Akashvani.